just enjoy the goddamn moment. Just enjoy the moment, you know, be clear with yourself, follow your intuition, allow yourself to explore, but also be so grounded in your own self-knowing, your own sense of self even sometimes, because maybe you don't know. Maybe you're still figuring it out, just like me. So this is a video log. Once again, please use your discernment when you're consuming any of my content or content in general. I just really felt that there is such a deep importance in the words that I speak and the words that I write as a poet. So, just to kind of make this a video, I'm gonna read a poem that I wrote yesterday. You know, be a little bit more consistent with you guys. There's something interesting about this life and the ego, where oneness is evident and everything is connected. The ego was never meant to divide. It's a paradigm. When a soul takes upon a person who can fill the void and feel something different, this is the endless discovery. Yet, it is done with effort. Sometimes, more respect and resonance in the regality. Other times, it's the silence mouthings in sitting at the bottom of the sea. I would describe this experience as damnation and development. One within another, everything without anything, anything within nothing. It's important, though also inevitable. Poem, The Soundness of Self-Discovery. I was just thinking, because like there's this video that I saw on Instagram where this guy had like a near-death experience, and he pretty much was like explaining how the ego is what allows us to kind of have that identity of ourselves and therefore kind of distinguish or distinctly divide us from another person, so making us a different experience. And he said that that is an illusion and that the ego is just there for us to understand a certain part of ourselves and that we are all connected. And as someone who's very spiritual, I believe that we are connected. But at the same time, I feel like we can have a better relationship and a better perspective about our ego. And our ego is based on our past experiences, right? So sometimes the fear from traumatic experiences can be triggers because we are reminded, whether it is on a physiological level, a mental level, or an emotional level, that the experience is something that reminds us of something that scared us, hurt us, pressured us, made us feel discomfort to an extreme degree. And I think that that's a very important thing to note, to let ourselves reprogram our own bodies, our own minds, our own emotional experience, not to manipulate, but to heal. And healing is also the journey of accepting the self. I do feel like on a personal level, just to share my own experience, I was kind of distraught that certain things would hurt me and bother me, and I'd be like, why? Like, why does this still bother me to this day? And there have been many times where I've like opened up to close friends and I feel that hurt, but in that space, you feel safe to express. And that is also something that has taught me that it's okay. It's okay. Period, point. There's nothing more to explain. If that's how you feel, then it's valid, then it's safe. And I never really had friends like that, you know, growing up. I was surrounded by boys, and I say boys because, you know, I was also, like, I think I just have a lot of yang energy, though I read cards for people, and that's the yin energy, the intuitive side, the feminine. But just to kind of move on from that, I feel like it's important, because to a strong extent, I can never truly say that I'm a misandrist, nor will I deny that there are many times where I was quite harsh on my own identifiable gender and sexuality, the things that I know about myself. So it's like, interestingly, as I'm talking about this, it makes me realize how much I've learned to accept myself, so therefore accept others. And simultaneously, there's still so much to learn and grow through. It's not for advancements. It's not to achieve something or to prove something. It's actually to understand myself a little bit more. And I feel like that's really important, because I would say for sure in my own experience, there have been many times where I've held myself back because I get prideful. And maybe I feel a little ashamed or embarrassed or unsure, you know. It's just an unfamiliar side of myself to express openly, to an extent, obviously, because I literally talk about my life on the World Wide Web. And so I think that there's just this kind of softness that I've been learning time and time again, and that's been one of my biggest missions, especially after I got physically attacked, after I felt extremely ostracized from a large group of people, and even moving on from that, like any harsh experience that I've had, one of the biggest things that I've made an effort to do, especially after I got super depressed, was just to be soft to myself. When things get harsh, harder, or more stubborn, or blocked off, or resistant, or whatever, it's always been just remaining soft and becoming more and more soft, so that I can be receptive to this part of me that wants to come out, yes, but also to whatever others show themselves as. My own response to them is the only thing that I can quote unquote control, right? When in reality it's a choice. So instead of making it like, oh, out of habit, which is kind of being passive about it, I want to take accountability and I want to be my own sovereign self. So I'm still practicing this, and something that I've learned is practicing something 4 to 7 times will allow me to instill it more into my memory, and I want to help myself heal. So yeah, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for allowing me the space to speak. I am sending you so much love and support on your own spiritual journey. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being alive. And that's it.